Ladies and gentlemen, support for this podcast is brought to you, as always, by our boys at xbrain.co.uk. Enter promo code Fighting Words at checkout to save 20% off your order. Support is brought to you also by Market Squawk, powered by Live Squawk for all of your on-demand, low-latency data needs. Any asset class, any product, come and go as you please. And yeah, Market Squawk powers Live Squawk. Join the Patreon. Obviously, there's a £2 a month tier, a £3.50 tier, a £5 tier, and a £10 tier. And if you join the £10 tier, I will cuss anyone that you want once per episode. And if you join the 150 quid tier, I will properly brutalize someone's mum on the podcast for 150 quid a month. Now, tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. And it's our first musician / crossover / superstar. Now, I remember this young lady from when it was just like early, like it wasn't even called grime back then, was it?
Yeah,
It was pre-grime. It was post Eskimo, pre-grime. And it was like UK rap. They tried it for a little bit. We're joined tonight by the one and only Shystie.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Cabal. This is a brotherhood, a sorority, a coven, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
We're very, very happy to have you. How are you doing?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I came across your channel. I'm subscribed to, like, my YouTube is just filled with like just boxing channels.
Yeah.
And I think it was, I don't know if it's G-Man or Sporting Icons. One of them.
It's probably Sporting Icons, because we do an episode with Sporting Icons every other week that we call it's called Wargasm, and it sits on the Patreon. Because Sporting Icons, he will, if you set him off,
he
will Sporting go. Icons, he will go.
He had a video, and I think he was like just reading off of like a list of people that he follows, and he's like, subscribe to these guys and whatever. So I just was like following like loads of them. Some shit, so I unsubscribed. Found you guys. I was just like, locked in. So come on.
Championship stuff. And up until very recently, you and I were in the same building, which was very alarming. I didn't even know that was it's a bizarre thing. So how have you gone from music now to boxing? And you know, like I've got two girls who love watching it, but it's basically it's men only, of all things. They're not really fussed about the women, which is weird. And that's not me, because I'm like, let's watch the Katie Taylor doc. Let's watch Michaela Mayer. Let's maybe see Baumgartner a little bit. They're just not. It's not for them. But like, how have you got into it? Was you brought up watching fights?
Yeah. So basically, my mum and dad were just always watching boxing.
Mum as well.
My mum loves it. It's her favorite sport. So, like, from like really, 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 really young, I used to live in Hackney. That's where I was like born and raised and stuff. And
first school was Hackney.
Your first
white one, yeah. I was the only white one. right behind the town hall. Yeah. Literally, I was like one of two children in the school that.
Sick! Hackney Empire.
Powerful. Yeah.
Sick.
No, behind the town hall. Yeah. Right around the back. It's all been knocked down for flats now.
Yeah. Gross. So so they was watching like a fight, and I think they watched two fights that I can remember just from young, and it was the Tyson and the Holyfield one when he beat his ear, and the Eubanks versus Watson fight.
Yep.
So I remember the Eubanks versus Watson fight a little bit because I was a bit small, and then I remember them watching it, and then obviously what happened. So my mum and dad was like, "Oh my God, like I hope he's okay." And she just praying like, "Oh my God, I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay." And then she used to go to a hairdresser's in Hackney. So I remember one time I went with her to get her hair done, and I was sitting down, and like this guy come in, he's in a wheelchair, had the carer and whatever, and everyone was like around him, just talking. This is like a little bit later, obviously, after the fight happened. And it was like Michael Watson, like in the wheelchair, come in, like he come to get his hair cut, and like everyone was just like kind of talking, because I think he used to go there from before the accident had happened. And then it all happened. So I was just like, oh my gosh, that this is crazy. So like just from like that type of age, and then I stopped watching it, and then I got back into it like through music. Like, so I got back into it like maybe 8 years ago or something. Like,
Right.
you know, like with music, it's like really up and down, and then you
Yeah.
might want to do it, you don't want to do it. And I'm like, I gotta get my mind like together type of thing. And I started getting back into boxing. And then I remember when AJ fought Dillian White and then
Yeah.
he lost. And then I just remember like the memes, everything like of Dillian and all the stuff that was going around, people was taking the piss and everything. And I was just thinking like, how is he getting through all of this, like the trolling and everything?
Who
And then
who
he done
Dillian?
yeah, and then he done an IFL interview and he was
Because
just like,
he's a
yeah, just like, I don't
lunatic.
give a fuck. So can you
He
join him?
he jumps in our DMs probably once a quarter and just mugs something off.
Yeah.
He literally just it's always the same thing as well. It just says it's not you are or they are or it is. It just says talking shit dot 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 and you're like, oh, I don't want Dillian to roll up on me.
He like don't give a shit, and I was just like watching him, and I really like admired like his mental strength, the way he was just bouncing back from things and he was just getting on with it and just moving on. And I was like, right, if Dillian can do that, then I can do this. And then that kind of got me back into into boxing, and I just started loving it again. And here I am, man.
I
At
mean,
the gym.
there's always been a massive crossover. Like for us, the reason that we do this is to get
Mhm.
so big that we get free tickets to stuff, and it
Okay.
started to happen. Like you know what I mean,
Yes.
the odd leisure centre show here and there. You know, the odd white collar down at the Troxy, but it's not quite the AJ level yet. But one day, but like that would always be the driver for me. So you know, like when you're now moving into production, you're moving into actually becoming part of the business of boxing. Now, was that just a no-brainer? Was it just like I'm moving now from music to? Do you still do anything musical?
So like I had done a lot of music, but I was just like, it just wasn't clicking like how it was when I was younger. And like the
Yeah,
whole music thing has
mm.
just changed now. Like it's just different. It's a whole different thing.
You
And I was
need a
just
few
like,
more face tats, to be fair.
yeah, I need some more face tats. I need a bigger
Yeah,
ass. I need to bust it open a bit more, you know, all those types of things.
yeah,
So I was just like, jokes aside, I was just like, I'm just not like really feeling it, like type of thing. And I was getting frustrated because I couldn't get the songs out like how I used to. It weren't
yeah,
just hitting. Had a conversation like with my younger sister, and I was like, oh, I'm just in this space. I don't know what to do. I want to do music, but I want to do acting and rah, rah. And then she was
mm.
just like, oh, okay, you want to do acting? Like, how much auditions have you done this year? And I was just like, oh, like none. Have you gone to acting classes? I was like, no. She's like, well, you don't really want to do it then. So I was just like, no, I do. She was like, you got to sort it out. Like, you're just floating, like, get it together.
Yeah,
And I remember after that conversation, I was so like upset, you know, like a home truth, like it's like a wake up
yeah,
call thing.
yeah,
I had that and I was like, fuck, man, what am I going to do? Because I'm only good at music. I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm not good at anything else, blah, blah, blah. Then I had a conversation with my friend. He must have called like 10 minutes after. And I was kind of like moaning to him, like, oh, I'm in this space. I don't know what to do. He was
mm.
like, what? If I was Shystie, the type of patterns I'd be doing, like within a year, I'd be clear, like, oh
He
my
has a very
God, what?
valid point.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like, what? If I had your name for 1 year, you would see the moves I do. So that kind of boosted me up. And then I was just like, right, I'm going to do like another dubplate drama. Like, I want to do another dubplate drama. So
Yeah,
I reached out to like Luke and I was like, let's do another dubplate. That way I can get back into acting. I can kind of still put my music back in there like I did the first time. Loads of every day I go into my DMs, people are asking about when you're going to do another dubplate. But
mm.
Luke was kind of like, oh, everyone's kind of on different pages. Some people are not like living in the UK, so it's hard to kind of put together.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, cool, fuck it. I'm going to create my own TV show. I have
Question to
no.
interrupt. Very sorry to interrupt. Do you find it strange that people find it so astonishing that like I don't want to call it urban artists because I'm 40. Like grime
Mhm,
artists, rap artists, you know,
mhm.
black artists. Why is it so like it always seems like you know, Top Boy comes out and everyone's amazed that Kano can act, and you're like, that dude is one of the most creative creatives the UK has ever seen. You
Yeah.
know, you
Mhm.
see any crossover. Like, is it always surprising for you to because like dubplate drama was huge. Let's be real.
Yeah, like because even for dubplate, like I didn't have like no acting lessons or
No.
nothing. It was just like my manager was like, "Would you want to do like your own kind of TV show?" I was like, "Yeah, of course, that would be sick." And
Mm,
then I linked up, and then we met up with the director. He kind of asked about my Shystie journey, based the lead character of Shystie. and it was basically just playing myself. So it wasn't, I didn't find it like
No.
too hard. And then, yeah, we got like 3 seasons of it on Channel 4. They was like expected to get like 60,000 views. And I think overall we got like 3.3 million or something. It was
It's
like
not bad.
crazy.
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's not bad. So yeah, we got that. So yeah, like yeah, when I see like Kano and stuff, I'm just like, I know he'd be good at that. Like, and we do music videos since we've been young. So we're in front of the camera. We're having to
Mhm.
perform in front of like thousands of people. So it's like it's not that difficult to cross over for me, type of thing.
No.
But yeah, so then it's hard for me. It was hard for me to cross over into like just taking the initiative, because I'm so used to going to studio. I'm so used to just writing songs. Like that's all I
Mhm.
do. Like, I can, if you put me in this space and you're like, Shy, go and do this, I can do it. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing that I feel like I can't do. I can adapt and I can just sort it out. But it was just like, I was just like in a bad space type of thing.
Mm.
And then I was like, right, fuck it. I'm going to just do my own TV show. I
Yep.
literally went on YouTube and typed in, how do you create your own TV show? Yeah. Just type that in. And then all like these, YouTube's got everything. Like literally, if whatever you want
Fact.
to do, go on YouTube or Google and it's there. So
Shy, you should see, like, at the end of a stream when,
yeah,
you know, we've had a couple of drinks,
yeah.
there's been a couple of hours of people just making knives on YouTube. There's been we've watched videos on making survival shelters in the middle of a forest. Like, you learn
I've seen the
anything.
survival one when the guys are they're cutting up like some mad thing in
Yeah.
the tree, and then they're putting it underneath like the mud and stuff. How did I
He's
end up?
making an oven out of rocks and an
Yes,
oven, and you're like, mate, I can't do that with an actual oven. What are you doing?
it's crazy. So yeah, I went on there and then I was just like learning. This was like October 2018.
Mm.
And then I put together an idea. I was like, right, I'm just gonna base it off myself, a young rapper trying to make it kind of like dubplate, but it's gonna be a bit different. And then Krept and Conan
Yep.
invited me down to their music video shoot, speaking to Cosmic, who manages them, DJ Cosmic. He was like, what's going on, Shy? What you up to? I'm like, oh, I'm just starting to like create this TV show. He's like, oh, right, like my friend works at Fremantle. I should
Yep.
introduce you guys. Like maybe you guys can hook up, whatever. So he introduced me. And then she was like, yeah, like tell me your idea, blah, blah, blah. So I told her, and she was like, oh, okay, cool. That sounds sick. I grew up on dubplate. What you need to do is put together a show Bible. I went on YouTube and knew
Yeah,
that you
exactly.
I was prepared. I had a few steps prepared. So I was like, oh, I've got one. She's like, what? I was like, yes, I'll send it over. She was like, cool, leave it with me, let me read it. She read it. She was like, oh my God, I love it. It's like so good. I need to bring you in to meet my boss. So the boss, her boss, is the CEO of
Mm-hmm.
Fremantle. So I was like, this is mad. Like,
Yeah.
what? So this was like, this would be now December. So it's only 2 months since I've
That's
quit the
mad.
thing. January, I've gone in, met like the CEO. She's like Sarah. She's so dope. The girl that my friend introduced to, her name's Sabrina. So we were just clicking. There was like, I love the show. So like we worked on it, tweaked it for like the year. And then the next year by February, they signed me. Like they're like, yeah, we want to sign you. So I'm like, what? This a year ago, I was like, I don't know
I
what I'm
don't know what to
doing. Like,
do.
I don't know
Yeah.
what to do. I'm just fucked. Like, blah, blah, blah. And then God just come through and He just blessed me. So, and then we went into COVID quarantine. So we was
Mm-hmm.
like getting ready to like do a sizzle and start shooting like a little bit of it. Um, and
Wait,
then
sorry.
yeah.
I know the industry jargon, but Jesse doesn't. So what's a
Oh,
sizzle?
sorry, Jessie. So a sizzle is basically like it's like a
He's in The Witcher, him. Like, it's me that don't know
oh,
the industry talk. Yeah.
oh, sick. Oh, do you know what sizzle is? Do you know what sizzle is?
I
No.
don't.
All right. So basically, it's just like a short, like it can be like 2 to 5 minutes, and it's basically like videos, or you can shoot it of like just to give an idea of what your show is going to be about, type of thing.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like a little highlight trailer type of thing.
Yeah.
So we was gonna shoot that, and then COVID come, quarantine, then we're just locked down for like the year. So it's just like fuck. So
Gross,
within
isn't it?
the year, the year and a half, I think it was,
Yeah.
we was just like tweaking it, like, and so in a way, I was like so happy because we made it better. So then we come to just the end of last year.
Mm.
It was in a position where it's getting ready to be pitched now. Like pitches is you can they will go and take it to like a broadcaster or like a Netflix and stuff and sell your
Yeah.
idea and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like just I think it might have been like just December just gone. We had like our first pitches, and I was like, oh my, I'm like in meetings with people that are running channels in America. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is like the head CEO of this company that everyone watches. I'm in the meeting with these people talking about my show, and they're just like, yeah, we love it, and blah, blah, blah. So we're just in the pitching season now, but obviously Christmas come, and now everyone's kind of getting back to work. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the stage I'm at with that. So I've done like everything I can for the TV show right now. So there's nothing
Yeah.
else I can do. It's just like in their hands
Yeah.
for them to kind of
Yeah.
do and just let me know. So I was just like, oh, what can I do like in the meantime? I hate
Let
like
me tell you right now, when you need cameos from fighters, right?
someone.
Denzel Bentley will be
Yeah,
out of control.
For
I see what
sure.
you
Yeah.
mean.
Dens
Yeah.
will be straight in there.
Yeah,
Dan, probably if Dens is doing it.
yeah.
I tell you one to
I think
watch.
the fan as well.
Jamie TKV. He is
You know what?
he's like he's Wreck-It Ralph,
Yeah.
but he's so chill, he's so fun.
I think he's managed by Dummy, or like Dummy looks after him, and Dummy manages Tiny Temple.
Mm.
But it's so funny because when I went down to the last fight at Boxer, Jamie was fighting,
Yep.
and I saw Dummy,
Yeah.
and he was like, "What are you doing here, Sha?" I'm like, "What are you doing here?" Because we're both from music, so and we're both
Yeah.
backstage. I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I look after a fight." I said, "What are you talking about?" So he's like, "Yeah, the fight and the boxing's like it's like sick, like to get into." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in it as well. I love it." So
Yeah.
saying that he's gonna hook me up with, because I think he looks after as well Chris Too Slick as well. I think they're all like
Yeah,
in
Congo.
kind of camp and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting
So
this week.
he was just like saying he'd like link me and whatever. But yeah, so I'm in like that stage now, and that's the show idea that I've created is just so sick because that's what I basically want to do. I want to bring like musicians into it, like fighters into it.
Mhm.
So it'll kind of be like, do you know Entourage? Remember that show,
Yeah.
Entourage?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
it was
just
Sex in the
mixing, like,
City for men.
yeah, literally. And you're
Yeah.
just kind of mixing like the real life people in with your show type of thing. They can just play
I like that.
themselves and stuff. So I might be at a gym, for example, and then you've got like a couple of the boxers that's in there, and it will just help them, help me, everything. Do you get me? So
We
yeah.
need to hook you up with Uncle Larry, don't we?
Who's
Oh,
that?
100%.
Uncle Larry is like the man behind quite a lot of these fighters.
Oh, sick.
He's been like our boy since Jesse was about 7, and since I was about 20. He's been around forever. But like he's just like just a fascinating human is what
Oh,
he is,
that'll be
and a
dope,
lovely
man.
guy. And like that, like Dan and Dens will speak about Uncle Larry all the time.
No
Like, but
way.
he's just like, we only call him Uncle. It's annoying. He's only 40, but he's just a different class. Like, I'd love to see him in a TV program.
Nah,
He wouldn't
man.
do any of the lines he's supposed to do. He
No.
wouldn't stand where he was supposed to do, and it would still be epic.
It's me. Just let him do what he's got to do, man.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
sometimes you gotta just let people just do. They're just like natural in themselves.
Yeah, he's beat me up in sliders before. Like, I'm in full gear, and he's wearing sliders and doing like moves that you've never
So was he a
even.
trainer?
He's now, but he's a professional fighter still.
Okay.
Yeah, just a phenomenal. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt.
like, to link up and stuff. Yeah, so that's that. So that's going on in the background. So I was just speaking to my team. I was just like, I don't like just being idle. I want to do stuff. And I'm better when I'm busy. Like, just put me to work type of thing. So they was just like, why don't you like start producing some content? And it'll be good because for my show, I'm going to be an executive producer. They've made me as well. So
Yeah.
my team was
Swag.
like, yes, swag. So there's like, if you do producing content, you can build up your CV credits and stuff. So I was like, oh, that's quite sick. So there's like, do a short film. So I created like a short film. I just finished that as well. And then again, I'm just like, what else can I do? And then it's so funny because I was on like a Zoom with them. And then I got a text message. I was talking to them. I was like, oh, but I like boxing. Like, how can I do something like with boxing? And then as soon as like I was speaking to them, I got a message from Shannon Ryan.
Yep.
And she just, it was like so random because I hadn't spoken to her like that. We've been speaking, but not for the day, I don't think. And she was like, yeah, I'm fighting on the Clarissa Shields cards. Do you want to come down? I'll give you some tickets. I was like, this is a sign. It's a
Oh,
sign. I was like,
we were there as well. We was in
no
ringside
way.
as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 That was a
So
good card. That was fun,
that
wasn't
was
it?
Was a
really,
really good
really
night.
good. Yeah, it
Mm.
was so good. And I was just like, no, this is a sign. Like, how would she just text me out of the blue like that? And we're talking about this. But they was like, right, you got to get into boxing, produce some content. So I was like, oh my God, I would love this because I'm so passionate about boxing.
Yep.
That's all I do basically. I just watch YouTube. I'm just watching all these things. And so, yeah, I went down to the fight, met Shannon. No, I didn't even meet her that time. I just saw her because it was so big. I was walking around, and then, we clicked, created like a link and stuff. And then from then, I was just like, right, I'm going to create this boxing platform. I'm looking at the game, what's missing? And for me, because I come from music, I'm like, so many boxers, they don't have a lot of content. They don't have like, if I was a boxer, I would just have like a videographer with me all the time, just filming everything. Wait, cut that
This
up.
is it. We've
Shoot
said
now.
this. Like the amount of them. If you go through our, like it's nearly every single one of them. It's
I don't
astonishing.
understand.
I don't get it. Like
Yeah,
again,
mad.
Denz. I'm going to use him as the prime example. I've said to him like, I will do it for you. Like I'll
Literally.
book a couple of days off work and I'll follow you around for a couple of days and we'll do it. Like people need to understand the star that you can be by seeing who you are.
So that was my thing. I'm watching it from like an outsider, and I'm like, so all right. So basically, if you go to America and you're like, do you know who Tank Davis is? Everyone's like, the rappers will all know who Tank is. You know who Deontay Wilder is? Yeah. Do you know who Errol Spence is and Crawford? The rappers all know them. They know the rappers, that they've got the rappers there, the backstage and everything. If you come here and you ask some of the rappers, oh, do you know who this and that person is? They're like, who's that? Like, and I'm like, you should know this fighter. Like, they're so sick. Like, they are basically a star, but they just, nobody knows them. Not nobody, sorry, but like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, certain.
You know who they all know though? They all know the Misfits. They all know the KSIs and that one boy who nearly got jabbed and shit his pants and quit and I'm gone blind. You ain't gone blind, mate. You got punched in the face.
You got punched in the face.
Idiot.
It's all right. It's yeah.
Temporarily couldn't see
Well, for you to see that, at what point do you think that he realised he was going to get punched in the face? Because someone somewhere along the line must have said to him, like, you're going to put on some shorts, shirtless, and in front of 13,000 people, a musical artist named Swarms with a Z is going to try and punch you in the head. Like, what you going to bang out a push-up and what's going on?
So did he break his orbital?
Obviously not.
Yeah, because
100%.
Because when
he said he
corner.
Yeah, go on.
I can't see, and like his cornermen looked like they were so pissed off. They was like, just fucking get back in there and just fight. It's all right, you're all right. He's like, I can't see, and I'm like, is he joking or is he like he's felt the punch? And he's like, mate, I'm out, or has he really?
I'd have walked off.
Yeah.
If any one of ours that we've cornered come back and said I've just been punched in the face, I'd have just walked off.
I said, yeah, carry on.
He claimed that his retina got split open.
What? Just from that? It just, I can't say just on that because I'm not in the ring, but it did. It just like he went like that.
Shy, believe me, it was nothing.
More the point as well is like how he was after. He was completely fine with seeing things out of the left peripheral. So it's like you're blind in your left eye, but then he goes left-sided and bobs under the ropes to get out. It's like, you didn't catch it a little bit.
Get Jesse in the courtrooms. He's gonna take some people down. That is very observational. Yeah.
He loves it.
He's lying.
That's what it is.
Shit. Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, fuck it. Get him out. Get him out of the ring.
So what's the plan then? Because there are entities out there. So like, I have no idea why Sonny Edwards is not a near household name. He's like a tiny Tyson Fury, but funnier, smarter, more articulate, and maybe a better fighter. Like people like him, and he's in the same camp as people that are like content lunatics, like Florian Marku. He's in the same camp as Florian. Florian makes like, he'll stop punching and be like, "You buddy, come film me."
Well, his fight when he went like Albania and stuff, I was like, this guy is a madman. Florian is an absolute madman.
Even we had him on a couple of weeks ago and he vetted us. So he like 100% vetted us. He jumped on the Zoom, had probably about a 5-10 minute call and then said, okay, we can do this in 20 minutes. And then he did it from a restaurant like an absolute G.
What a champ.
Yeah. What a champ. Like literally just an absolute G.
That is just
But yeah,
like,
Florian's all about it. Like, he's hunted down trolls. If you've mugged him off too much, he goes and finds you, like, sort of stuff.
imagine if we had a vlogger with him and he just rolling around. Because didn't Zab Judah do that as well? Like someone was trolling him one time, and then
Judah's done it.
Yeah.
A lot of them have done it.
Wilder's done it.
Yeah,
Wilder went and beat someone up. Yeah.
Beat up Zelenoff, didn't he?
I love it. Yeah,
See,
so
now this is where you need to be with the cam. You need to have those moments.
yeah, and just filming everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. What I want to do is get around some of the fight, not all of them, the ones that I like, because I'm not a videographer. Like, there's a certain thing that I want to do and want to capture and want to try and bring out of like these fighters and stuff. So it's just going to be like the ones that I'm interested in, or the ones that are exciting, the ones that are coming up. And I just want to film them like in a way how the musicians do it, how we do it. Like the content that we film is going to look different to like the rest of the content that a lot of YouTubers do, because sometimes it's very just like one camera shot. Like they've been edited. There's nothing. It's just very simple and bang it out. I guess it's quicker to bang it out.
It's minimal art, isn't it? That's the problem. Like even for us, when we do it, we do 3-4 cameras, we do 3-4 different angles, and this is like literally it goes on in my living room. Like there's just a certain level of output that you have to do. Sometimes walking around as a selfie cam just isn't enough. You're 100% spot on that. Yeah,
so I'm just like, right, I want to be different. I want my content to look different. I want, when the fighters see it, for them to be like, oh my days, like this is sick. I want to like find out like, who are you though? I know you box, I know like this is your name, but like, who are you? Because for example, like a Joshua Baratsi, like I know, like I just feel like he
scares me, you know. Like he's one of the few. No, he's just too. He has the fire in his eyes of a true soldier of Christ, and like I think that he will stab me for Jesus. Like he's one of them dudes. He's so he's like the rest of it, like no one else. Joshua makes me uncomfortable.
See, even like with Joshua, I would like to like just film like content with him and just like where does your faith come from? Like, because like my mom's a minister, so I'm very like into Christianity and stuff, like about God and stuff. So I would like to like just find out, like, because he is just he's like a prayer warrior. Like you just get in there in the ring and that's who you're fighting, and after he's on his knees, he's praying, he's like making sure the person's all right. So just like finding out like who's Joshua Baratsi, like what do you do like outside of boxing? Like what are you into? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like just like these
100%.
That the the audience and your fan base can just get to know you on a different level. Because sometimes when I watch, like, I don't want to mention like some of the YouTubers' names and stuff, but when I watch
you can, it's fun.
It's just like, it's all like, if I watch an interview on Seconds Out with like they've just filmed, I don't know, Gervonta Davis, and then there's like Behind the Gloves, they filmed him. I'm gonna know exactly what he's gonna say, because they're gonna really ask the same questions that they've asked. Now my YouTube feed is full up of like the same questions. Everything looks the same. Nothing's different. And I'm like, there is a loophole here for me to just slide in and just like work with some of these guys. So yeah, that's like what I want to do. And then I went down to the Boxer event, like I think it was like in November. I got invited down, and I just was like with my cameraman, like, let's just go down and do like a test run. Like, let's just film some
stuff. Was that the Ali Pali one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I was like,
wicked card.
Let's just film some stuff. Let's film some fighters and whatnot. Put it together. We can find out what works, what don't work. Blah blah blah. Put it together, and then Hassan Azim, Adam Azim, like his dad and that reached out to me and said that they love the content. Like loads of them love the content. I filmed some with Shannon. Shannon reposted it for me as well. So that like really helped like my platform, the 505 Way. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Why 505?
So it's basically like numbers. It's like I like angel numbers and stuff. So 505, those numbers just mean like.
Guess what? We have another podcast called Side Quest.
Okay.
Where it's not boxing, but angel. We had someone that does ancestral healing. We had one geezer who claims to be a psychic warrior. We have one guy who, no, it's serious. Like I'll send you some links. Yeah.
I'm into I'm into everything, man. I'm into fucking aliens. I'm into all of this shit.
So do you know who's super into her aliens? Is Michelle Joy Phelps.
No way.
Behind the Gloves, she's massive UFO.
I love it. Like I'm just, oh my God, I just love everything. Like the universe, is there life out there? All the stuff. I love all of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. You're
But
coming back
yeah,
on side quest, you.
yeah, I'm there, man. The 505, it's just like numbers. It just means like people that are leaders, people that start new things. They're not afraid to try new things. They're very confident. These people will, like break boundaries and be the first people to do this and that. So it's just like a lot of stuff. So I'm like, right, I'm a person that's like a 505 person. Fighters, they're 505. You guys, you're
Yep.
505. It's just like a way of living because some people aren't confident. Some people don't go and do these things. That's not the
Yep.
505 way, baby. You
It's
gotta
not.
do the
It's not.
505 way. Yeah, so that's what the 505 way is. And yeah, I've just started, well, from that content, I've just put that up and just building the platform now, just building it slowly. I've built like a lot of links with like some of the boxers. So many of them follow me and I followed them and just been talking to them for like the last year or two, just building like a friendship type of thing.
Yeah, like a rapport. Yeah.
Yeah, like a nice rapport. I got invited to the JD Sports events and Harlem Eubanks was there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, there's Harlem Eubanks. And I was like, oh, I'm doing my boxing platform because it hadn't started yet. I was like, fuck, let me just don't introduce myself. So I introduced myself, we was talking, and he was just like, yeah, you should come down to the gym and train with me. I said, fucking what? I said, hell no. I said, I'll film you. He's like, no, just come and train with me and blah, 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 blah. I was like, what? But then in my head, I'm like, that could be good content. That could be funny. Like me just training with some
content. Perfect.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like just, oh my God, them like every different episode I'm training with like new boxers and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna link up with Harlem, Dan Aziz as well. He comes to my birthday party. So Shakan Pitters as well come down. So all these guys are just like, Shy, like when my next fight is, I'm gonna shout at you and just come down and film because I like what you're doing and just come and film the content with me. So yeah, loads of like so much boxers have just reached out and it's just so nice. Chantel Cameron, like so many.
Yeah, she's wicked as well.
Chantel,
yeah, I mean, this is what it needs, and it needs someone that they can trust. Now, at what point do you actually make the choice to add a little bit of spice to the package and say, "I'll do you a tune as well. I'll do you a walkout banger"?
Are they sponsored by like Box and Sky Sports and Design and that? If they are,
they got money, ain't they?
Yeah, they got the money. If they got the money, I'll get back in that fucking booth tomorrow, mate. Yeah, I'll write you a tune. What songs you want? Let me know. I'll sort you out. It's fine. I'll do it.
I want to pitch you a TV program. Maybe you take it back to Fremantle, right? It's a story. It's a story of a 40-year-old IT guy, right, who had to go back to IT due to COVID, right? But secretly he wants to be a rapper, and we're gonna call it Fire in the Urinal. Yeah.
Fire in the urinal.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Because in the office, that's where I was gonna say, well, that's where I am. I'm not gonna do this because it's not about me.
Not you.
It's not me personally. It's just a concept.
Inspired by.
Yeah. We're workshopping it right now.
Okay,
yeah, but in the urinal is where obviously the flow happens. You know what I mean? Like, and it goes from there, doesn't it?
I love that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You're bouncing. It just bouncing out there? Is the guy next to you in the next urinal? Or you by yourself? What's going on?
Well, you don't do that. You don't do that. That can cause a problem. That can cause a HR matter.
I always see guys talk about like it's like toilet etiquette. Like you.
It's 100% toilet etiquette.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you can't.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, you can't.
So why don't they just build them so it's not that close? So is that how it is in there?
Sometimes you get stage fright. Sometimes you're like, oh no. Oh no, and it makes it so much more awkward because now you've got stage fright and someone's next to you just ripping, and it's just like, oh well, I don't know really what to do now. Yeah, it's awful. It's very complicated.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. The same with you. Is it bad?
I think it's widespread, that one.
This is where he should have just said no, never.
No, Rob's on his own on that one.
Yeah.
That is jokes. Okay, cool. So that's the idea. Don't worry, I'll bounce that back. I'll feed that back. To Sabrina.
Just fire in the urinal. Power.
Fire in the urinal. Maybe I might get a bit of Charlie Sloth involved in that as well. It sounds a bit fire in the booth.
I don't know who that is, but that's
who Charlie Sloth is.
Yeah, I know that. I didn't know that's what his name was. The Westwood replacement.
Yeah, Charlie
Rest in
Sloth.
peace. Yeah, Charlie Sloth's a bad name. I'm not
Is
going
that
to lie
bad
to you.
way?
I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but change the name from Sloth though. You know? So
That is good. Yeah.
what's the what's the ultimate goal then? Is it just to become the premier producer of content for boxers of the UK? Is it to
Man,
become the? Are you going to be doing like the, answer the same questions kind of things, or are you doing it completely?
I'm not going to be interview based, because this is the next thing. Yeah. What if like I want to interview someone and they're just like, I don't know, they just don't
Boring?
want to. Yeah, like they're just like, no, whatever. So now I can't get content from that person. I fuck that. If I reach out to you and you fuck me off, I ain't hitting you back. You can fuck off. So when my thing blows up, don't be trying to circle back. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, keep it moving. It's cool. It's fine. Like, it's fine. There's a lot of boxes. There's a lot of content for me to create. So I'm not basing it off of like, oh, I need to do it this way.
Mm.
Do you know like that thing that happened with like Tyson Fury and Geordie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Geordie is never going to be able to interview Tyson Fury ever again. I don't know if he wants to.
No,
That's-
I mean, what did you think of that as someone that's now potentially sort of similar lane? Because you're not a boxer, you're going to have access to these fighters that, I mean, half of the fighters we get access to, we got no right to be honest. So it's a very different thing for myself. I don't know about Jess can speak for himself, but I thought it was out of order because even like before we press record,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of pleasantries, but
Was it
but they're
live?
recording
the
that.
True
No,
thing?
it wasn't.
No,
But
so
they
he
still
put it out
they
there
s-
like that
Yeah,
anyway.
like that's Tyson Fury. That's one of the biggest stars on the planet. Of course, he's going to pick up the Zoom call, and of course, he's going to say, "I've only got 40 minutes." Right?
Yeah.
You can make that seem like a very negative thing very easily, depending on the context of the video. So, like, yeah. Anyway,
I think I was like in two minds, because I watched it and I was just like, I didn't know if Tyson was joking at the end, because he's just a funny character. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you bald wanker or whatever we called him. I was like, Tyson's bald as well. So is he messing
Yeah,
around?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is this banter? But then it looked like it was getting kind of serious. So so in my head, because I'm an artist, I've been interviewed 1,000 times, so I understand Tyson Fury's frustration. Like, if I say to you, like, yeah, cool, we have this interview, I'm not saying to you guys, like, no, don't ask me this, don't say this, and blah, 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 blah. But you come on and you've given me a prep, and if there is something that I don't talk about, I'll tell you, like,
Yeah.
don't, please, because it's going to give me a headache and whatever. And then if I then come on an interview and you ask me that, I'm going to be pissed, and I'm not going to do it with you again. Like, that's it, your ex type of thing. So I get it from his thing. And then from Geordie's thing, I kind of get it because, again, I'm just like a hardcore casual. I'm not like, I don't know everything about boxing. I'm not a historian. I haven't grown up in it like how a lot of other people have. So when I see people asking questions that a lot of people want to know, like, why did you fight Chisora, or this, that, and the other, like other interviewers might not want to ask them because they're really close with Tyson. I'm like, oh shit. It's kind of like when I was watching it like this, like, oh my God, is he?
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God,
that's the problem, because that's the reason for that video,
yeah,
because
it's clicks.
this is the first time that you've been on, right? There's obviously questions that people, anytime you have like when I'm with Jess, you always want to ask a question you shouldn't ask, because it's not the right thing to do as a person. More about it. That was about the clicks, as far as I'm concerned.
100%.
You're willing to burn the relationship for that one payout, really?
That's and that's the thing, because I know he interviews like loads of different people, but I don't think it's just boxers. He does like
No.
MMA and everything else. So
He does a wide range of people.
Yeah, and he's got so much followers. So I think probably to him, he's just like, oh, I don't give a shit. Whereas someone that is boxing, that, oh, I need to interview Tyson Fury, they wouldn't ask that, because it's like, this is just gonna fuck me. Now I might not get invited to like his shows, or if he's on a card, or Frank might just X them off like the list. You can't come to any Queensbury fights and whatever. So I think it's just like, yeah, he probably just didn't care I don't think he just cared. He just, like you said, like I said, so it's like just clicks in it. It's just,
Yeah.
these things, like, because we're in a time, or it's just like everything is just viral, in it. Everyone's trying to do things for clicks. Everyone's trying to go viral. Everyone's just doing bullshit to go viral. And that's where you can get caught up. And I don't want to get caught up in it. That's why I'm just like, my thing's not going to be an interview based. Obviously, I'll ask them questions, and I'm always going to be like, is this cool to ask? Like, anything you want to ask, I'm not going to say something and then throw you, like, you get me, like a curveball and stuff. Like, I'm not into it because I'm an artist. So I don't want it to come to me. Do you get what I'm saying?
But
so
that same logic is why a lot of the fighters don't do content though, because they're like, I'm a fighter. I'm pure. I'm you know, I don't need this. My skills will speak for itself, and it's just like the hardest thing.
And even the go with that as well is that mindset that fighters have, where it's like, I don't want to share content because I don't want people to know what I'm doing, and I don't want you to know my secrets and stuff like that.
But that's them for you to cut up really nicely, and like from what you've said already, the objective is to show them as the people that they are, to make people like them for the person they are, who would then watch them for the sport.
Yeah, my thing is like, for fighters to basically just control your own narrative. Like, what do you want to say? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, let's show you in the best light so you can get more fans, you can get more followers, people can learn more about you. It's not like market manager that I'm doing, but it's kind of like, I want to just help, like, just get you more known. Like, I want to film some content with you, and then show it to my friends in the music industry and be like, guys, like, check this boxer out, and then link, like, create, like close the gap of the bridge and bring them together. So we're just going to merge the worlds together. That's what I want to do. I want everyone to just, just be starish, get everything you can out of yourself. And yeah, like, even with like the Misfits, these guys have got it on lock. I know some people don't like the boxing, they don't like them, but mate, some of the boxers should be studying these guys.
Unfortunately,
because these men know how to promote and know how to market themselves. They had bums in seats from the first fight. The first fight,
it was sold out from the first fight as well, like 13,000 people.
Speaking of first fight, Idris is someone you should definitely, know Idris.
No, I don't.
Idris is such a G. Like, he's just like, I would follow him about as well. I just want to see what he does.
That's the first time I've seen him and heard of him. I heard that he was on Love Island, but
he was. Yeah, he was super aggressive on a challenge. Yeah, he's a proper boxer. I think he was on the year that Wes was on, I think.
Oh shit, I watched that one. I watched that one.
He wasn't on it for very long. He was on it for about a long weekend, and then they voted him off. It's Idris, right? He's a lot. But no, like, people like him is perfect.
Yeah, like, because I was so happy when he beat Anthony. Like, although like Anthony is doing what influencers do, they're just shouting, getting known, and that's what they do. And stuff. I was happy when he floored him and stuff. So I was just like, lovely, I love that. But I think
you're right. Bums in seats was huge. Like, how many shows have been to at OVO this year? Last year even, like 4, 5.
Yeah.
If you saw it at 5,000, 6,000, it was a lot. You were like, oh, they've done pretty well here. That had 13,000 people in there.
Crazy. And they're all, so much of them were kids as well with their parents. Like, Willoughby there with like her son and stuff. Like, I'm just like, mate.
I'm not gonna lie, she was jawing a little bit, I think.
Oh shit,
towards the end of the evening, a little bit. Yeah. She was trying to take the edge off of Misfits. Like, shout out Holly.
Yeah, because the objective is just to get bums in seats. The same with, again, I'm just going to always go back to being a musician. The objective is to sell tickets, get people to come to your shows. You've got to do that. You've got to like sell yourself as an artist. You've got to promote yourself. You've got to be everywhere. You've got to upload content. You've got to upload freestyles. You've got to do this to get yourself a viral type of thing. Get your videographer. Like, when I was doing it, I had a videographer with me. I had filming everything. When we flew out to countries, when we're performing, I have everything, like, just uploading it. And it just keeps you relevant. It keeps you in. And I'm just like, boxers, do this. Because there's so much good characters as well, like Chris Eubank Jr.
Oh, epic,
He
isn't
is
it?
coming in. Yeah, he's coming into
It's
his
unique.
era. He is so sick. So imagine if he was just uploading content, like, and it's just edited sick. It just looks sick. And now these
I
things are
would
just going viral.
fucking love it. Like,
Chrissy Jr., if you're
He could have
watching,
his own. He could have his own 24/7 TV
literally,
channel.
I want it. Yeah, I want him down at Waitrose, and I want him being controversial at Waitrose, trying to find which chopped tomatoes are the ones for him. Like,
which
yeah,
is
I
the
want him
right thing to
really.
wear.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
honestly, do you get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, guys, like, don't be afraid, because like even what Jesse said was like some of them, they don't want to, like, you know, put out too much content. I'm just a boxer, mate. If you want to sell your fucking tickets, you better get, okay, as a musician, yeah, making music is like about 5-10% of
oh, that's gross. That's heartbreaking.
it's so bad, yeah. You have to make sure that you've got your pictures up, you've got your hair and makeup sorted out, you've got video clips, you're at the right venues and stuff, you're mixing with like the right people, you're crossing over to like the influencers, so now you're partying with them. You've got to do so much work, yeah. But it helps your brand, because this is what it is. You've got to just build your brand. Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm.
It's all well and good, like, oh, I'm just a boxer, I just want to box. Mate, you fucking carry on thinking that you're gonna have the 100 people in your thing and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
The whole objective is to get big, get your money, get in and out, and then springboard and go and do something else, whatever you want to do. Whatever.
How are you gonna?
To be
How are
fair-
you gonna say that the art will get you to the dance, but now we need the rest? Because that's the hardest thing for them to hear, is that yes,
Look at Johnny
you are
Fisher.
an,
He's a good example of it.
yeah,
He
Johnny
is,
Fisher's.
because he does it with his dad, innit? Bosh. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
yeah,
just
like,
it's
him
they
and his
film
dad,
everything, right?
they film everything. And when he's fighting, the whole fucking crowd is full of Romford. What's it? The
Yeah.
Romford
But
Sport,
it's
they're
a
just
specific
screaming out.
clientele, but that's fine. He's got his white van men just following him everywhere.
That's fine.
They
Because
sell like bus after bus to go watch him anywhere in the country. It's mad.
and it's because he's clocking on. He's doing his viral bits with his dad. They're doing the Chinese stuff. They're doing like eating. How much Chinese food can you say in like this? And all together, every time I see Johnny Fisher, there's a clip of him with his dad, or he's doing something that isn't boxing type of thing. It's just
Yeah.
like, do you get what I'm saying? It's viral clips. That's how I know who he is. Like the Romford Ball. Like, this is what you need to do. You need to get people, because it's just casual people like me that will get a ticket and, oh, this guy's funny. Let me go and see what his fight is. Let me go and see what he's about. And then you go down there, and now you're like in awe, because you're like, oh my God, he's actually sick. And now you just want to keep following him and everything he's doing. You're just gonna keep a tag on it. So if I don't know that you're doing these things, see your content and stuff, well, you're just a boxer. Not just a boxer, sorry, that sounds wrong, but it's just like you're just boxing. It's like, it's not enough, I don't think.
But then that is just a boxer to a casual, isn't it? Or to not even a casual, but to someone that's not a fan of boxing, that doesn't watch it. If you ain't got any appeal outside of it, how are they ever going to pay any attention to you? Or
because you should you know, like sell me this pen. Like, do you know when he in Leonardo DiCaprio, like, sell me this pen? You're the boxer. Sell me like why I should spend fucking £26, whatever it is, on a pay-per-view. Tell me why I should spend £50 on a ticket to come and see just box. Like, why?
What does AJ need as the queen of new boxing content? Like, what does AJ need in your opinion?
I'll give you the basics. If he wants to know, he can pay the premium price.
Yeah. You just give us the skimmed version.
I'll just give you the skim version. If he wants,
the sizzler, right?
I'll give you the sizzle, so you can have a consultation. Now, I'm joking. I think right. This is what I personally think. You see, when he had the spat after the Usyk fight,
yeah,
he was like, just like kind of lost it. Whatever, he had his moment, not lost it. I think that is the real AJ. Yeah,
fact.
I think.
We call it Watford AJ.
That's the Watford. That's the AJ. You know, when everyone says, oh, AJ, you're just fake and you're like this PC guy. And he's like, no, I'm not. Like, this is who I am. Mate, I want to see that person that was he was moving everyone out the way. He wanted to be a Usyk manager, the dad, the uncle, the cousin. He's throwing things out the ring. We've never seen AJ like that. And everyone was like, oh my God. But if Tyson Fury done that or Dillian White done that, everyone would be like, oh my God. Like, I don't think people would have like reacted so much because I think they're so much more open. They're so much more like, this is
It's
just
almost
like,
expected with Dillian.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
expected.
Dillian
like,
and Del Boy, you expect that, don't you?
yeah, and 100% Del Boy, you'll just expect it. It wouldn't be a thing. You'll just be like, oh my days, like he's gone off on one type of thing. But because we're not used to seeing AJ like that, everyone's like, he's having a breakdown, he's having a meltdown, he's not right, and blah blah blah. It's like, mate, if I was AJ, I would just tap into that bag. You don't obviously have to be aggressive and violent and stuff, but that honesty, that vulnerability, that openness, I would just show more of that. When he has his interviews, don't think of, I know it's hard because like he's a superstar and you've got to think about the brand and he's got sponsors and endorsements, so you have to be kind of,
I think it helps the brand.
Yeah, but it's just like,
yeah, because it diversifies it a bit.
Yeah, it's like if you just go and he's on here with you guys and like, yeah, that's how I felt, like I can't say anything else, that's just how I felt, I was emotional, I have worked, like you guys are passionate, we're passionate. A lot of people they're not passionate about certain things, so when they see people react like that, they don't really get it. But yeah, he's just a passionate person, and it just went wrong. Maybe he was told like he was doing well and he thought he had it, and then when you hear you haven't, you've lost the belts, now you're like, fuck, I've got to climb all this way back up now to get it. And he kept going, I'm just any guy, I'm just any guy, that's what he was saying, I'm just any guy.
I think that was part of it. So for him, so obviously he put all of the work in, right? And then he has been, you know, he knew he lost before. This was different to the first time. The first time he didn't think that he lost, but he clearly did. This time was closer, but you could tell how much he had improved, how much work he had done, how much that he had put into the prep of that fight, and it still wasn't even close to enough. And he had that realization that I can never catch this guy. Usyk, I can never beat him. And again, like the boy who shit himself when he got punched in the eye, he had the opposite. He had the complete world watching that happen. And for someone like AJ, who like used 505 of the highest, right? Hard guy, you know, immense worker. Everyone always talks about how hardworking he is. To have that realization must be crushing.
Yes, crushing, like
in front of everyone.
In front, and it's pride as well, it's ego. Like all boxers, they have like all these boxers, they can act like, oh, I'm humble. No, I'm humble, mate. How can you be humble? You're flipping beating people up. You're on a winning streak. You're making good money. You're out here. You're the man or you're the woman, mate. I'm sorry, but everyone's got ego, pride. So losing again in front of all these people a second time, it's like, fuck, man. So that's why. And so. Yeah, if I was
he knows the shit he's gonna get. He's had it already. Like he's already up and down. Like for him, he knows he's taken that L. He knows he's gonna come back home, and he's just gonna have people shouting at him from the car. He's gonna see it in the paper, on the news. Everyone's gonna be mugging him off all again. It's
that's the flip side of the success where he brought all the like football fan types into boxing. They're the fickle fuckers that then turn on him just because he lost.
Yeah, and that's another. And this is what I'm saying. Yeah, you see, like. With KSI and them guys, these guys are building up proper fans. Yeah, they're building up a proper fan base from when
they will buy anything they sell.
They
will buy anything they sell.
Right? They have been following KSI since he was living at his mum's house. If KSI loses, they ain't jumping ship. They are like, right, let's just go again. They're in the comments like, don't worry, bro, you're gonna go again, and they'll buy his merchandise, they'll buy his tickets. They're gonna just. Because he's built a proper fan base. Like I said, some of the AJ fans, mate, next week they're going to be supporting Tyson Fury, or they're going to be jumping, and they've got a flipping Chelsea scarf on, they've got an Arsenal scarf on. Like they're just swapping everything every time someone loses. It's fickle. So if you just, as a boxer, that's why I'm like, just build your fan base, like connect with them, let them know. So when if you do take an L, like, mate, just bounce back, like just get back to it. Like, UFC fighters, they take it. Oh, mate, they're still superstars. They're still going out there, and it's not even affecting them. These misfit guys, they're taking it. Pineda, he took it against KSI. He's
come back a star.
Coming out. The way
we were sitting there in amazement, like, why is this guy so famous?
Like, hold on. Also, for that one boy,
got those fans now.
Yeah, with my mystery opponent out of nowhere, and they just whip out the professional, you'd feel so stitched up, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Literally,
Yeah.
it's crazy, and it's like they just love him. They was literally chanting like he was Canelo. I was like, who's this? I heard
Yeah.
like next community. I was like, what? And then I see it was him, and I'm like, oh my days! But it's because they're just building like their fan base. They know what to do. That's why I'm like, boxers, watch some of what they're doing, study what they're doing, and just implement things that work for yourself. And that's what I would do. Like with AJ, I would just come back. You've taken the L, cool. That's it now. Like just go in. Just be. I don't want to say be yourself because he might be like, I have been myself, but no, be that person.
I don't
give
think he
a fuck.
has.
Yeah, don't give a. Just
No,
don't
it
give a
doesn't.
fuck. And just go out there and just be yourself. Like have some. Even when all that was going on, I was like speaking to like one of his team and stuff, and I'm just like, guys, like control this narrative. Like people are just out there just ripping him to shreds. Like someone should say something, like get a hold of this. And that's when I'm like, oh my God. I was like, just get me on your team. I will do something. Like, let me just do something. And that's why I want to do the 505 way. Because when things like that happen, I want to be like a safe space where a boxer can come, film some content, and they're just talking like the real, like what happened? Do you know what, Shy? It was because of this and that and blah, 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 blah. And then we film it, we chop it up and we put it out. And it's like, right, we're just going to keep banging this. And these things will go viral. People pick up and tap into you that way. But when you're just letting all these journalists just say all this stuff, it's like hard to jump back on and like kind of control it type of thing.
Yeah, especially
really
because that's
hard.
what they do. Journalists are like experts at crushing you and making you defeat yourself. So
they will crush you. Like it's crazy. And if you haven't got like people on your side, like say like with you guys, you haven't got someone like, oh, let's just jump on fighting words. Like those guys, they know me. I feel safe with those guys. Like you need more of this, like more of us controlling it and helping instead of letting the people on the outside to do it and just crush you and everyone's just talking shit about you and now everyone's believing what they're saying. It's like, nah, you've got to connect with some of us, like just come and just connect with us. Don't worry about the big ones that's just asking the same questions. Get in with us. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So
Have you been to any of the press conferences yet?
mm,
Because that's a site that
I haven't been to one yet, you know. I think I was meant to go to the Ali Pali one, but I thought it was going to be like the week of the fight, but they done it like the week before, and then I was doing something, so I couldn't go to it. But I haven't been to one, but I want to be down there filming all of that stuff. The whole media week, I'm going to be filming for like.
Are you tied to Boxer, or can you do anyone anywhere?
So it's so weird. When I had the meeting with my team, I just randomly checked my DMs, like the outbox. I never really checked that one, only the ones that I'm following. And there was like a message from one of the guys at Boxer. And it was like, hi, Shy, we want to give you like ringside seats. So I was like, what? Who the fuck is this? Like, why have they just hit me up type of thing? So I was like, I checked his profile out to make sure he's proper. And he's like the person that sorts out all the VIPs and stuff for Boxer on Sky Sports. So I was like, yeah, I would love that. I'm trying to get into boxing. Daniel, I was like, I'm trying to get into the boxing thing. So this would help massively. So he was like, oh, that's cool. I'll sort you out of accreditation passes. So I was like, what? Thanks. So he's been helping me a lot. Like, thanks to like he was able to get me and my camera guy down there and sort it out. And we got the footage and the content and stuff. So
That's amazing.
with him,
That's meant to be, isn't it? That's the universe, that one.
Yeah.
That's the universe. That
like
that's one of them things. It's just happened because it's supposed to happen.
Literally, like, because I don't know him. I've never met him before, and he was just like there, just offering me ringside tickets, and I was like, what? Yeah, of course, definitely. I'm coming
with credentials as well. Credentials and access. Yeah.
With access. Perfect. So yeah, he's been helping me. So I'm just trying to like, just build a what's it called, rapport with him. And just get some more, boxer content. I would love to do like some of Frank's cards, even Eddie, but I don't know anyone at Queensbury. I don't know really anyone at the Zone that can help me get down to those things. But that's what I'm going to work on. Like just trying to get around
Love
those.
that.
Yeah.
Sure. I think we'll call that there, and I would love to have you back. It was absolutely amazing speaking to you. I can't wait to see what's coming up. Where can people find you?
So I'm going to plug the 505 Way.
Plug the life out of it.
Follow the 505 Way on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. On YouTube, it is the 505. And we're on TikTok, the 505 Way. Literally everything's
Everywhere,
the
505.
Yeah, 505. Any boxers watching this that want to come and get wavy, you want to look sexy and shit, hit us up. We'll make you look.
So to interrupt, are you only working with boxers in London at the moment?
No, because Shaq and Pitters is from Birmingham and Chantel Cameron's from Northampton, but I want to do.
It's far though, isn't it? You know,
yeah,
it's very far.
It's really far. So
there's dragons and shit around there, aren't there? It's a little bit too far north of the wall.
Yeah, and so when if I get to film with Chantel, probably it will be like if she comes down to London, and when Shaq comes down to London, I can just get with them and just film because you see on fight week. If there was a fighter from Northampton, do they come down and train at a gym in London for that week and stuff?
Yeah,
normally.
Yeah, cool. So I could just be like, well, when you do that, I could just come and just film the footage with you there, and then I'll just follow you for your media week and all that kind of.
Fight week though, they're not normally themselves. Like we don't bother anyone on fight week because they're making weight most of the time. They're a little bit
I'll just be
they're a little bit fuming at all times. Some of them, you're just like
angry at the least.
Yeah.
I think if it is like that, I'll just be just pretend we're not even here because it won't be again, it won't be us interviewing on stuff. It's just just filming, just do your thing.
Do whatever. You don't even know I'm here. Because let's be honest, if a queen is trying to make weight and she's in a bad mood anyway, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want Chantel fuming at me because she'll bat.
Yeah, when I'm hungry, I don't want no one talking to me, so I can only what it's like for them. So yeah, me and my team, we'll just be in the back, just filming. You won't even know we're here, but we're just getting all the good shots. When you're in the ring, you're doing your warm-ups and stuff. That's it. And then we're out. We'll leave you to it, man. But yeah, that's
Ezra would be sick to see that with.
505 Way. Follow us, give us a little follow, repost some of our content for us. That'd be great. And yeah, any boxers that's watching, we're going to be doing big things, man. We've got so much planned for this thing. It's going to be sick. I've set myself a goal as well by the end of the year. So hopefully, God willing, I get it. But yeah.
Thank you so much. And
Guys,
100% have you back if you would come back.
And
maybe even on side quest, to be honest, because the last episode we discovered that people with red hair are actually from Atlantis. That's a real fact. The geezer spoke to us for 71 minutes about it. He's back on Monday, just remember. Yeah. To talk about
Please, when we've come off here, can you DM me the link to your YouTube?
We're banking 10 of these ones before they get released. But
I will definitely
I can give you a couple of them already on the Google Drive. But yes, 100%.
Or when you're ready, just send it to me. I would love to. Man, I'd just be watching this shit. Or me and my friend, we just stay up and just watch all this stuff.
Gingers are from Atlantis. That's all you need to know. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. We had one geezer who did 2.5 hour slideshow on the pyramids being chemical manufacturing plants. And I can't
full
say
on
it's
slideshow.
not.
Sorry, I know you guys got to wrap up here. I know, sorry, and you definitely got to get into our shit. But how do you think the pyramids got made? What is your theory? I have a theory, but what's your theory?
How they got made?
Yeah, because they can't remake them. Different people have tried to make them and they still can't make them. And back then they didn't have the technology like what they have the technology now. So the mystery, how did the pyramids get made? How did they get those big bricks all the way to the top with no fucking cranes and stuff? Have you got?
I have no clue. I want to say to you, the harmonics things that they do where they give it the woo and it moves it with sound. I like that because
I like that one
because that's way more fun to watch on YouTube. But I have no idea. I don't think it was made by slaves. I've got 2 pyramids right here. Look, and a salt lamp. There we are. Spiritual.
Sick.
Have some of that. I got no idea how it was made. How do you think they were made?
All right. So this is mad. I hope this don't affect my 505 friends. It
definitely will. We can cut it out the right way. It's just us here. Go on.
All right. So I think so the hieroglyphics, the paintings that they have in the thing, you know, like, I don't know what they're called, but those things that have like the long noses. What are they
Yeah.
called? Whatever
Elephants.
they're called. No, hey, no, not the elephant. The hieroglyphics, man. They look like, I don't know. I'm gonna send you a picture of them.
Oh, the cat people.
Yeah, what was it called?
It's the cat
Not
god.
the cat one. The one that's got
It's like
the
the cat, yeah, but they look different anyway.
I vaguely know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so on the drawings, yeah, they're always like really, really massive, and then they have like the normal people that looks like tiny. So I'm like,
Ah, the giants, the
what
Nephilim.
if they were giants? Like, what if it was like back then they were just like giants and they could pick these things up and put them there and place them there, and it was like nothing? What if they was just like much bigger, much stronger than what we are, us little feeble humans now? We had dinosaurs back then, fucking however tall they was. That I don't think it's like out of this world to think that they could be giants. That's my thing.
It's big. It's big in the truth realm, and they're called Nephilim. That's the type of people they are. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Good for them.
Yeah. I'll share with you some stuff. You 100% belong on SideQuest.
Please
100%.
Guys, get me on. I'll be there. Just let me know.
Done.
Yeah.
Shy, an absolute pleasure. I'll speak to you later.
Thank you very much for your time, Shy.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.